So just for the and again, I have nothing against electric vehicles, nothing at all, if they're in to be used for people within the area that they can actually use them. But I look around this country at the moment and I see the age of the vehicles of the cars and the age group of people for the cars. I'm a father of 4 myself. There's actually 9 people in my house. 9. But there's 7 cars. They're all going in different directions, doing different things. Now, I recently upgraded my own car after I overturned mine in February. And I had, electric vehicle wouldn't do me because I tow. And I went and I talked to the electric companies and I asked them to know what would be the towing capacity of the car, the mileage car if I was towing. They said, Richard, it's not suitable for you in the position that you're in. Now, there's many other people in this Dáil that's not suitable for me either. I'm averaging somewhere between 40 and 50,000 kilometres a year. And they've also told me that the car itself, after X amount of years, that it wouldn't be viable for me to have it. Now, everyone knows that at the moment cars in this country are an absolutely astronomical price. So to go from a petrol vehicle or a diesel vehicle, even to another petrol diesel vehicle, it is a big cost, not alone to go to an electric vehicle. So recently there was a car dealership in Limerick done an open day for electric vehicles of their new range. And I won't mention the garage because, and on their opening day, they sold 12 electric vehicles, ranging from 120,000 to 80,000 to 60,000 on electric vehicles. To be told by the manufacturer when they went back to them the following day to say they could only supply this year 4 of the 12 vehicles. This is the main dealer doing what you want to do and providing electric vehicles. They can only provide 4 of the electric vehicles. So I talked to people then that were in the local authority that were driving one electric vehicle in their family, which I think would be a good idea if it was incentivised, that people that can't afford to change up, that we could probably incentivise them to change up 1 vehicle in the house. But you haven't come up with an incentive for that yet. And it should be. Like there's people here within the city that might only do 10,000 kilometres in the year. An electric vehicle should be ideal for them. I came in here this morning and I left at 7:30. And I came in from the Bray-Wicklow side. I spent 1 hour and 20 minutes in traffic. Lanes in and lanes out. I tried to count how many electric vehicles was I passing in the area. 7 is all I passed within that time. In 1 hour and 20 minutes, 7 electric vehicles within the city where there's transport, Lewis, buses, you name it. But then again, all the buses that we're passing are actually on diesel fuel. So what we have to do is, how do we incentivise for people to have electric, hybrids even? But it's the cost. At the moment, people are at the cost of trying to keep the lights on in this country, and you're trying to put in electric vehicles onto that grid, and the power is not there at a cost. Everyone I was talking about on the charging points have told me they're going to increase the cost on the charging points because of what it's costing them. In Limerick, there was on the radio last week, and I was on it myself, and they looked around the city how many charging points were in Limerick City. And then they looked how many were working. 2 were only working within the city of Limerick. Then you go out to the hotels. The hotels had actually put in 4 and 5 because they knew from tourist point of view and everything that they put in 5. So the infrastructure in this country is actually being put in by businesses, not by government. By businesses, not by government. You come up along the motorway here and you see some of the filling stations also have the electric charge points in. They've got them in. Businesses, not government. So you're going back to business all the time to try and put in infrastructure. But the biggest problem we have, Minister, at this time, and I see where your vision is going, and I agree with some of it. I really do. We all want to bring down emissions. But when you talk about electric vehicles and how much it's going to cost, we have 2.2 million vehicles in this country. Some of these vehicles, people look at them in the cycle of 10-year cycle to be able to afford them. Most of the lease agreements that people are having that they don't upgrade the car, they're looking between 5 and 7 years, and depends on the vehicle. You look at a lot of the farmers that have vehicles, a lot of the Jeeps, they're 06, 07s, because that's what they need, because that's all they can afford. To make sure they can get to the market with cattle and toaster for fodder for cattle. That's all they can afford. And you want them to upgrade into electric vehicles. You want people in cars to upgrade to electric vehicles. Inflation has gone through the roof. That means car prices have gone through the roof. And the recycling of these vehicles doesn't make sense. We had one person there, and Deputy Mayor Collins brought it up there recently, that he bought a second-hand 2018 electric vehicle with 122,000 kilometres on the clock. At 130,000 kilometres, a fall came up with the car, and they came back to him. They said, sorry, the warranty only covers you to 5 years or 100,000 kilometres. And 14,000 is what he was being charged to upgrade the battery. And they couldn't guarantee that the battery on that car would actually give, when they reboot it, that it would not give the same amount of power as what it had before. They couldn't guarantee that. And some of the older electric vehicles in this country, the wiring loom in the cars will not take the new upgrade battery for the longer life. It's all down here at the moment. Yes, we see division, but yes, we have to make sure it's affordable going forward. So why not incentivise something?
Deputy McGrath.